Hi guys, I'm Emma. If you fucking laugh at me, I'm here to make you espresso martinis. Hey guys, this is Emma. I am with Poor People Podcast. We're at Nightingale. First, we're gonna start with 2 shots of espresso. So now imagine doing this 100 people deep. Yep, so that's gonna take a minute. Next, we're gonna go in with our pre-batch. That's 2.75. I really hope that was enough. And then we got a sprinkle of black lava salt. And we get our fancy little coupe glass. You only put 4 ice cubes in the shaker. 4 ice cubes. 5 ice cubes too much? 3 ice cubes? I don't know. And now, this is the most important part. You have to vigorously shake it 25 times. Vigorously. This is great. So you shake it really hard. And then a sprinkle of black salt. You can suck some out of my shirt too if you want. It's up to you.
Can I get one too?
What is up, poor people? It's about to get fucking wild in here.
You ready to get weird?
Welcome to Poor People.
Hey. I did not want to say it because I was waiting for
Oh my god.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Poor People. This is going to be a good episode. We're everybody's giggling and everything else in between. Well, Miss Emma, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are we at?
Yeah, I know. My name's Emma. I'm a bartender here at Nightingale. I work at 2 other bars as well. This is my main game. This is what I be doing. And I be up in it making espresso martinis and stuff. And I'm here to tell you guys all about my love for espresso martinis. Just like the one I'm wearing on my body right now. I smell real nice. Like a Starbucks on steroids.
Do you think the espresso, like when it seeps in through your clothes into your skin, that it like activates more in your body?
Oh yeah, I look like I just ripped some good stuff.
This is a very good espresso martini. You did a great job.
It is super good.
Dude, good, because I fucked it up a couple times trying.
You'd never be able to tell.
Hence why she's wearing it.
Yeah. That's why I smell like it. I honestly eat, sleep, breathe shit espresso martinis. So it's just one with me at all times.
That's so funny. Okay, well, where are we at today?
We're at Nightingale.
She said
Cocktail.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did say that?
I
Yeah.
did.
Well, I just don't know where we're at.
Well, put your listening ears on.
Maybe if you took your fucking sunglasses off.
Dude, no.
You could hear
I
better.
can't, dude. I can't hear without my sunglasses on.
Me overstimulated in the club. 1 second, I had to put these on. I can't hear you.
Well, I was confused at first because it's been a while since I've been here, but I obviously know what Nightingale is. But in the group chat this morning, Haley was like, "Oh, is Nightingale a rave place?"
Okay,
And I
because
was
you
like,
were first you texted in the group and you're like, "Wear your rave apparel." I was like, "What the fuck
the fuck
does
is
that
this?
mean?" I thought we were going to a cocktail bar.
Yeah, it really just depends on the time and the day you come in here. So we have like early bird hours, right, where the lights are brighter, the music is quieter, and you come in and you can order like a craft cocktail. We have our signature cocktails, and currently right now we're actually doing our winter popper up. So if you come in from 5 to 9, we have a list of very extravagant drinks that you can only get during the pop-up, and then we also blow snow out of the ceiling every hour on the hour for the pop-up.
Every
that's
hour?
pretty cool.
On the hour, yes. But when we don't have the pop-up, it is much more quieter, calmer, come in and have like a old fashioned after work with your like coworkers type vibes. And then once 9 o'clock hits, the lights get darker, the DJ comes on, and there's a whole lot of twerking, you know? So the club's kind of, it changes throughout. But Wednesday is EDM night, yes. So
Gotcha.
you do get to hear some Bayside music. Thursday you can come in and salsa dance. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is more party music.
Gotcha.
Nice.
But we're kind of like a melting pot of everything.
Yeah.
It just depends on what your vibe is. And then the last Friday of every month, we have like a huge EDM show
Nice.
called Melting Sounds, where we melt your souls.
Well, see, that's like mostly what I've been to here. So like I just
bet.
assumed that was like only what makes you say that?
I don't know, dude. Look at you. You and your pineapple shirt.
Dude, this is Silicentric. Shout out Silicentric. They're a clothing brand out of Iowa here that they're at a lot of EDM shows and stuff.
Hell yeah. You eat mushrooms when you buy that?
Dude, I was eating probably.
So what nights do you work here, Emma?
So I'm here every Wednesday and every Saturday night.
And you usually come in at 9, right?
Yeah,
So when the vibe starts to change, it gets rowdy.
Yeah, you know, I'm too loud to be in here for early bird hours.
So you're from like 9 to like 2 a.m.?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's sick though, honestly. Like we pop off. We're a late night bar, right? So we'll have our early pop, especially with the pop up where we're busier during the day. And then once it gets quieter and darker, like throughout the night, it gets a lot busier. And then honestly, around midnight when all of like the shows get out, because we have both of the drag show bars so close to us, when those shows end at midnight, we just get slapped, usually
bet.
like clockwork. So
Yeah.
they all rotate over. They want to listen to some music, you know?
Yeah. Well, and you guys have such a perfect spot here. You guys are right on the corner, like of East Village. Like everybody drives by you, you know. So it's like, and then you, like you said, you're right next to everything. And I was saying this earlier, like we've hit almost all of these bars on this street now. Like on what is it, Locust or Grand?
Dude, I don't know. I'm not
It's
from
whatever
here.
one's. No, this is the other one. It's whatever one's behind us, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It fucks me up that people in Des Moines are like the corner of Euclid and Shabab. I'm like, is there a McDonald's or a Rock or like some type of landmark?
Gas station.
Who knows that? Like, I can't just be like, that's west. That's the road. I'm not a human compass. I don't know where the fuck I am.
I will say too, every time I've walked in here, I get so disoriented because it's like you walk in on one side, but you think you're on the other. And then like, I don't know why. Every time I walk in, like from the front doors, I feel like I should be walking in the back door.
Yeah,
But
people
then it's
fuck it
like-
up.
Yeah.
And at close, we lock the back door and we tell everyone to go out the front door, but nobody understands what we mean by that. So it's literally like 33 people piled up against the door. I'm like, it's not unlocking. It's
Yeah.
literally not unlocking.
Yeah.
Out the front door. I'm always the one to yell.
That's
to
the
kick
back
people
door,
too.
right?
That's the front door.
Oh.
See, exactly. That's
sense.
what I'm saying. Is like
you
I always
go-
get
Yeah.
confused.
Do you ever go through a patio to get to a front door?
No, that I would call that the side door.
Well,
I don't know.
Let
I've
me
always
cut out
gone
a
this
hole
side
behind
door.
me. And
I've
like,
always gone through that door.
that's because we funnel you through there to check your IDs. That door is unlocked before 9 p.m. At 9 p.m., that door locks, and you have to go in there so we can check your IDs. And you can pay a
Oh.
cover.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Wow,
How much is
then
the
I'm-
cover here?
It depends on the night. If it's right when we first open, it's like 5, or we'll go down to, like nothing. If you're on like a guest list or whatever, if you're friends with some of the DJs or the bartenders, whatever. And then if it gets really popping in here, we can go anywhere from 10 to 20.
Yeah.
Honestly, it just kind of depends on the night. It really helps us deter from like some of the ruckus, I guess you could say. We don't have a lot of issues in East Village though. Like there's not fights, there's
Yeah.
not cops. I don't want to say that and like knock on wood have that
Yeah.
happen, but like the most we have is somebody trying to get naked on the dance floor. Not fully, but you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like they're just headbanging too hard and they really want their nips out. And that's unfortunately, we have a rule against nips,
Yeah.
being out. So
What?
you gotta hide it. Unless you got a mesh shirt on, a little see-through.
Get around it.
And you're
There's
not a
loophole.
woman, then it's different. Molly comes in mesh shirts with pasties on.
Yeah.
and just flinging tits while DJing.
Hell yeah.
So.
But this is one of the only like dancey like
Yeah.
club bars.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I would say in Des Moines and especially downtown. So I have been in here when it's just popping.
Yeah, it definitely, I'll say Nightingale is doing one thing right that a lot of places haven't been able to do. And I think it's because we have such a small area. It's so intimate. And the owners themselves really put so much work into it. I mean, they build our POSs. They built the soundboards for all of our DJ metrics. I might be like saying some of the stuff wrong. They'll bite me for saying it, but like the motor boards and everything that run all of our lights and everything, they have built themselves. So they put in, something breaks, they're coming in to fix it. We're not calling somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
They really put in that effort to make it an intimate area where, it's like you feel like family when you walk in the door, even if it's busy, even if it's body to body, they try to take care of you. We try to take care of you. So I think that really sets us aside. they had it thought out and they've been doing it for years and it benefits them. When I think about other places that have tried it, even where I'm from in Cedar Rapids, it usually fails or riffraff like follows very close after. But I mean, East Village is kind of like a safe haven, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't get crazy out here. Everyone's happy. It's just a bunch of people running around having a grand old time, you know? And it's a melting pot too, you know? Like we have the queens coming over. We have all the people in the dives, like between all of the bars around us coming over. We have the nerds coming over, you know? We got everyone in here and they're all just here to have a great time. And I think that's what sets us apart. Like people really love that intimate feeling. And it's so small, you know, like you get 50 people in here. It feels like you're in a busy nightclub in Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say too, so how much, like what we're sitting in right now, this is like a VIP like booth area, right? And they have those over there too. Like how much would it cost to like rent one of these out?
So it kind of depends. You can work with us. It depends on what you want to get, but our bottles, it varies between if you want to get champagne like 20 to 100, I believe. And then our liquor bottles are like 100 to or 150 to like 500, depending on which bottle you get. But these tables themselves, unless somebody rents out bottle service or comes up and orders bottle service, these are open. So you come in here and it's fair game. You can sit at these if you want. Unless we have somebody come in and they buy, you know, all these tables, bottle service, we'll tell you, you know,
you kick them out.
Right.
Yeah, like, you know, they're spending money. You're not. Yeah. I'm kidding. But other than that, you know, we definitely have these VIP areas, but we don't do bottle girls, right? You buy a bottle, we bring you over your mixers, your glasses and everything. And it's free range on what you want to do with that bottle and who you want to share it with.
How often do you think you do like bottle service over in these areas?
It depends on the time of year. Summertime, a lot of people I feel like are partying a little bit harder, you know? So they're out here. I think it's a big thing too. People try to flex in front of their friends.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah.
But we average, I'd say, probably 1 or 2 a weekend because people come in here and they want to do it. We are also around party time. So we do host like a lot of sorority parties and like close down for that and stuff.
Nice. So like, what is the max capacity in here? I'm just curious.
Dude, I should know, right? Because
No, you don't work the door.
know.
I don't know.
It's probably like 150 because it's so small.
Yeah, but I was gonna say even if there's like 100 people in here, it still feels like there's like 1,000 people in here, you know?
Yeah, you're sweating your dick off.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
And it's like shoulder to shoulder. You're like trying to get through, and it's like
yeah, nobody moves.
And then
all.
that's when you have the pashmina and you just like dance through the crowd, and then you like that's how you get through.
Yeah, I was just talking to one of our owners. He was doing some work and he was wearing a headlight, and I think I need to get a 4 headlight with rave colors and just wear that when I'm bartending.
Like a disco ball headlight.
Yeah,
That'd be
dude.
so sick.
Hell
You know how
yeah.
many people would stop and want to like touch your forehead if you had that on there?
Oh man, that is such a big thing here. People all the time. They're like, "Are your teeth pierced? Can I touch your shirt?"
Oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
I can't do Wednesdays anymore, dude.
Oh my god.
Wednesdays. Fuck.
Yeah, they
That's
get pretty
funny.
wild.
Yeah.
It's pretty lit. I love it.
Yeah.
Honestly, the vibe in here is great. I don't know. I can't even explain it because every day you come in and you get a different energy. So like if I was to work on Thursdays, which I used to for a Latin night, or Friday or Sunday, it's always different.
Yeah,
you
that
know?
keeps it exciting. I feel
Yeah,
like.
it's a change of scenery. And I work at 2 other bars, so it's like
Right.
every day I go into something different, and I feel like I get less burnt out from that versus seeing the same thing over and over and over again every day.
Yeah.
Does that ever like get kind of confusing on how you make certain bombs or drinks or anything like that at other bars? Because everyone makes their own bombs and drinks differently.
I know like here we make the specialty bombs where we do the flippy cup, and I feel like everyone basically has the same recipes. Honestly, a lot of places. We are super cutthroat here. Like everything you make has to be the same as the person next to you. You're only making shots we have in the system. And that's so that it's kind of a big deal here experience. We want everyone to have the same experience every time they come in with every drink that they order. And so we don't ever want something to taste different or something that you craft that somebody else can't come in and order.
Right.
Some of my other bars, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like I can try to craft something that one of the other bartenders made that I don't know how to make. I can't make an ecto cooler, dude. I don't know what the hell's in that shit. And ain't nobody ever gonna tell me.
Yeah, Brooke's not going to tell me either.
Literally, I watch her when she makes it, and I still can't get it down, dude.
I think I have it down.
I bet you do.
I think I do.
It's because you guys are the same person.
She's going to be pissed once I actually officially know what it is.
Yeah.
Coming for you.
So you also work at Tonic with Anna.
I
Yes.
do.
How's
Yes.
that?
Yeah,
I
what's it
rarely
like
see
to
her.
work with Anna?
It's honestly great because I don't see her. We don't work together.
Okay, now what do you really think?
Oh no! Is this a Patreon or is this a podcast?
All right, we'll save it.
We'll say your Patreon.
Do you want to save it for Patreon?
I don't care.
We can do it now.
Yeah, say it.
With your chest, big dog.
I don't know. She's more lackadaisical than I am.
I hate when she uses big words. It makes me feel fucking stupid.
No, he uses it all the time, so
Yeah,
you shouldn't
it's
feel as
just
stupid. He
inside joke.
The dude in the
understands that.
sunglasses
Yeah.
at 2 p.m.
Wait, there's a guy in sunglasses?
Where?
Dude, I can't see shit.
Holy shit, dude. Wait a minute.
They
hold
made me
on.
take my glasses off for
Where
this.
am I right now?
Yeah, so Emma actually wanted to have a new job, and she came to me, and I said, yeah, like I'm trying to get rid of my Fridays and Sundays. Like, can you do that? And she goes, oh yeah, I could definitely do that. Unfortunately, I didn't have any other shifts to give her because I didn't want to work Fridays anymore. I was getting kind of burnt out at where I worked at, and I would much rather give it to someone that absolutely needs it. And I know that she has the bartending experience, so that's how
Hype me up, baby.
that's how that was acquired. And then like Sundays, we actually flipped her. We actually didn't change her shifts.
No, I was going to change them and then I kept them.
Yeah. So she does every other Sunday. So I don't actually see
Nice.
her, but like if we work together, that's during shuffleboard league. And that's like when I come in at 1 and I work with her. That's normally like a really, really, really busy day because we have so many regulars that are in there. And if they hit 6s during the game, they have to get like 2-for-1 shots. Like
Yeah.
that's like their little niche. Or was it? Am I saying
you
that right?
said it right.
Okay.
It's their thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it niche?
No.
It's niche.
Espresso?
Yeah, they fucking correct me on everything, motherfuckers.
Espresso or espresso?
Espresso. X?
No,
Is it
it's-
X?
It's funny because we give you shit about it every single time.
And she
then
never fixes it.
And then no, but then she does fix it. And then we're like, what are you doing?
You're fucking up the show, dude.
Regardless, we work together, and she's a little bit more laid back than I am, but I'm kind of a hard ass when it comes to work because I like everything in order.
What? No.
Well,
But she
how do
can
you think
get
I've been there
messy.
for? How do you think I've been there forever?
True.
And I speak Kyle. So would you much rather have Kyle yell at me or yell
Dude,
at you?
you speak him real well because I don't. The whole time. It's that one and one of our downtown regulars who I just can't understand him ever when he laughs or talks. And usually he comes in and he says things really, really fast because he knows I can't understand him. And then he goes, ha, ha, ha. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you saying?
She's
And
talking about
Anna-
Jer Bear.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't know
nice.
if I can say his name.
It's okay. Everyone knows Jerry.
Yeah.
I know,
so-
but we cut it out either way. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, so one of our regulars, anyways, Anna speaks fluent him and fluent our boss. And I speak none of it. I speak, what the fuck did you say? Or, huh? Over and over again.
Yeah.
But I think our Sundays do get pretty poppin' when we work together. Anna's busy and I'm busy grabbing Anna's ass. So,
Yeah, that too.
dude, it's America's ass. I
love
don't know
it.
what to tell you.
She gets a little handsy back there,
It's the secret ingredient in the tonic bomb, if you guys are wondering.
according to one of our regulars.
Just
But
dip it right in there.
so I
That's
don't.
what's in the booty juice.
It's booty. But yeah, no. I think it's nice that I don't. I mean, I like working with her. It's not that I don't like working with her. It's just
She
the fact
doesn't.
that it's just the fact that like our schedules are completely opposite. So like with Sundays, I come in at 4 and then she leaves, and then I'm like redoing everything and like setting up the bar the way that I like it to be set up and things like that too. So, I mean, it's. Yeah.
I don't set up the bar the way that any of them do it because I forget every time. So like,
Yeah, it's
also
even-
I'll work with Anna and she'll be like, cups up top. And then Jazz comes in, she's like, cups down low. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
No.
Yeah.
I took all those cups out of the well because there's too many stacked up in there. So every time you hit the well, they all fall over.
I'm talking about the shakers. Do you put them on the bottles or do you put them on the bar
Oh,
mats?
I'll put them on the bottles sometimes, and then I'll put them up on there when I get busy and I know I'm gonna make a bunch of shots. But like,
Everyone does it different, and it's my 13th reason. And then I never
Yeah.
know how the bar mats lay out because everyone does it.
I
different.
do it every other just because like if I get busy and I know I want to make shots, they're gonna be up on top of the mats. But like if I don't need them, they're gonna be down on the bottles because that's just a waste of space.
It's because she's a logical bartender, and I am a make it happen bartender. You know,
don't
I'm
know.
gonna just throw whatever I fucking can in together.
Yeah.
I have worked at several other places, and obviously you work at several other places, so everything is different. And that's like one thing that, like, it definitely helps make you not burnt out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I like that I can spread it out too. Like I'm at the Rabbit Hole Tuesday, Nightingale Wednesday, the Rabbit Hole Thursday, Tonic Friday, Nightingale Saturday,
Wait, what's the rabbit
Tonic
hole?
Sunday.
You work 7 days a week?
6 days a week.
Holy shit.
Every other Sunday, so like 5 or 6, depends on the week. But sometimes then I pick up a shift. Like I would have had 2 days off this week, but I'm working her Monday, so like I don't have that day off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Wait, where's the rabbit hole?
it's
What's
the
that?
old Manning's over on Indianola Ave.
Oh, okay. I'm not
2102.
sure where that's at. I know where Indianola Ave is, but the only reason I ask is because there was another rabbit hole that my friends were doing. In
The
their-
Wicked Rabbit.
No.
Oh.
It was like a house venue that they like turned their basement into a venue, and it was called the Rabbit Hole. It was like super fucking underground. I guess you guys probably never
You're
heard
fucking
of it.
ruining it.
Whatever.
No, but they would do EDM shows down
Yeah.
there too,
Yeah, I know.
and like have bands and stuff.
I
And
never
that was
got
like
to go.
pre-COVID, like right before COVID, and then it ended
Fucking
because of
COVID.
COVID. But they called it the Rabbit Hole, and they changed it to like the Underground now, or the Underground
Okay.
Ranch or something. But
The underground ranch in somebody's basement.
no, it's because
No.
now it's on a farm.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so they moved it from the basement of their house to like a farm where they built this like big venue and like a barn.
Are you a secret wook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Why do you think I have this, but
Yeah.
I don't have a Christmas sweater?
Yeah.
Dude, she called me and she's like, just wear your Pacina or whatever it's called. And I was like, dude,
Pashmina.
I don't have one of those. I Googled it and
Yeah,
was
I
like, she
did
wants me to
too.
wear a scarf.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, I don't like listen to a ton of EDM, I'll be honest.
You
but
don't?
I do there's
Poser.
like different parts of the EDM like music genre that I enjoy. But a lot of my friends are really fucking into it. So like I'll go to stuff with them or whatnot, and then that's how I learn about it. But the other thing is too is I used to shoot a lot for EDM like art, like
Oh, yeah.
DJs and bands. I've shot here a couple times.
Oh, have you?
Like back in the day, yeah.
So you think you're important?
Not really. I mean, most of the people, I mean, kind of. When I come in, I'm like, yeah, what up? I got a camera. What's going on? Like,
Move over. I'm here to record stuff.
well, most of the time, they like, nobody
With the
gives a
sunglasses
shit.
on.
Yeah, no. I usually, if I come in, I'm like, I'm not dressing like this.
No, you're
I
not.
would be, I don't even dress like this unless I'm like going to a festival.
Yeah.
But
That's your festival fit?
Yeah, dude.
And
Yeah.
those shoes?
I mean, we were going to
And
515
socks
Alive.
too, dude.
Do you remember going to 515 Alive here in the East Village?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So like all of us used to just go out there. Like 515 used to be down here, and then they moved over to, that was like a huge event in the Des Moines
I
area.
remember.
Yeah.
It closed like what, 2018? Because I fell
Yeah.
off the cliff
I
in
thought it closed
2017.
before COVID.
It would have
No.
been 20. Yeah, it would have
Yeah.
been 2018. That was before COVID.
Yeah.
Because we did Cluster Funk in 2019
Yep.
and 515 was done after that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was their first year not doing it when
Yeah.
we did Cluster Funk.
Well, that's just because like of the noise ordinance, which I was going to also ask you that too. Like with this being a club and things like that, do you guys have like, obviously you can't hear the music outside, right? You can only hear it when you walk in.
Yeah.
it's like
you can hear it
completely-
outside.
Oh,
yeah.
you can.
But it's not to the point. I don't know how it works over here, but I remember when I worked over downtown at Annie's and they had like a sound decimal that they could not breach when they had outdoor music.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like they would have like a little radar or whatever that would tell you. And I think it's the same here, except like outside, like through the walls.
Yeah.
But we don't have issues. People don't, you know what I mean? Like we're surrounded by bars. I think we've been here for so long where they've just accepted it.
Yeah.
But I don't think about that. I have heard about 515 though, because in 2017 I had tickets to go, and then I fell off the cliff.
Yeah,
You
we
fell off
keep
a
we keep
cliff.
glazing
Yeah.
over that. So first, I want to say that this is not Emma's first podcast she's been on. I actually listened to another
my
podcast
God.
that she has been on,
What?
and she tells a bit like her life story.
Yeah.
Really, are you comfortable talking about how you fell off a cliff?
Yeah, 100%. Honestly, it's so crazy to think, and I've listened to that podcast again too. Like now that I've reached where I'm at in my life now, it's so crazy to think about like just where I was 2 years ago. But in 2017, I had gotten a little crazy with just party and drugs and alcohol. I was a little bit of a rebellious teen. And I'd gone out with my friends. We were drinking all night. Like it was right before my 18th birthday, so my nana got me a 12-pack of Bud Light, and we were on top of the world. We were at Backbone State Park, smoking blunts, drinking beers, having a grand old time. Just messed up on some harder drugs too. We hadn't slept, and I was just walking. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to Backbone. It's beautiful. They have like freshwater blue springs and everything. But we went out there, and there's not a lot of railings. So I went on an adventure, and I got on the side of a cliff. I was climbing side to side. I made it probably 20 feet from where I started over to the other side, where I thought it wrapped around to more solid ground, but it didn't. My friends were probably 20 feet above me. I remember it all like it was yesterday. It's crazy. They were above me and they're yelling through the trees to get down. And I kind of just let them know, I'm trying, but I don't think I'm going to make it. And it was so textbook. I stepped on a rock. It fell. I grabbed a branch. It snapped. And then I just fell backwards.
Oh, my
100 feet.
Oh, my God, dude.
I always forget in Des Moines. It was such a big thing where I'm from, right? Because everyone knew about it. It was on the news. Like, I got life flighted to the U of I. I had a 16-hour surgery. I was in a wheelchair for 6 months. I forget people in Des Moines don't know that happened. So I'll just be like, I fell off a cliff. And they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Either. That's
That's why
crazy.
I have a giant scar on my arm. My whole shoulder's rebuilt with 19 screws. And then my wrist was rebuilt. And I have a screw through my spine into my pelvis.
Damn, dude.
I know, it's nuts. I broke my ass. It's pretty sick. And I was awake the whole time. I remember them putting me on the stretcher and I gave him my mom's number to call. And the dude got on the phone. He's like, we don't know how much longer she has.
Holy shit.
I'm right here, dude. I can hear you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, yeah, that's like when I first that's terrifying.
Yeah.
That's like a near death experience.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
It changed my life for
Yeah.
a short amount of time. I think a lot of people have their own experiences with stuff. And I did that and I got sober from the hard drugs, but I still drank here and there. And that was 17. I was 2 weeks before I turned 18. I turned 18 in a wheelchair fresh out of a hospital. I obviously fell and had some stuff in my system. So they ran my blood reports and I was on probation at the time, like as a juvenile, and they had ended the probation and talked to the court officer because I was passing my drug test. But they tested my blood, and I remember my JCO, juvenile court officer, whatever, coming in and looking me in my eyes, and she said, the judge approved us ending your probation and rehab, but we got your blood tox report back, and it's a couple pages. Figure your shit out before you end up 7 feet under or 6 feet under or whatever, and slam the door. And that was like my wake up call, I think, for a bit. And then, I started drinking again, and I've lived a couple crazy lifetimes. Like in that podcast, it was really when I dove deep into how I don't feel that OnlyFans and sex work is like the best for a fresh 18-year-old, because that's like what I experienced. And I've grown from that so much from that podcast where I talked about, getting sober the first time and really finding myself and, getting out of that industry and like really bettering my life and getting back into what I love. And like at that time I was just learning about lifting, and it was before my relapse, and I was so deep into it, and it's crazy to hear that too. I had my own podcast actually called Bad Influence Podcast. And that was kind of where we talked about, because I used to do sex work, and, I'm retired now. I'm very proud of myself, but it was a really big part of my life. And it moved me out. I was out in Arizona doing it and stuff. And so that podcast was really deep diving into like the dark sides of that and how it affected me as a person. And now I feel like I'm completely different than the person that recorded that podcast 2 years ago.
Well, you are over a year sober.
Yes.
Right? How long?
So I am, this month it is 15 months. In February, it'll be a year and a half.
Congratulations.
On
Yeah, dude,
Valentine's Day.
congrats. That's awesome.
That's
so cool.
very impressive, especially working in the service industry.
And
Yeah.
after everything you've been through.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy. When I was the last episode I recorded on my podcast, I had relapsed already. And we had talked about how I was going to go back into talking about like drugs on there. And then it just ended. Me and the producer, didn't really see eye to eye. And I was really just going crazy, and I relapsed in Cedar Rapids. And then I moved to Des Moines because I thought, nobody would realize it if I just came here. And I came in hot mess express, just train wreck express, dude. It was so bad. And I got really deep into it. I spent $60,000 on hard drugs in 6 months. I walked away from a bar that I probably would have bought in Cedar Rapids. That was my baby. I was there for 3 years. And I kind of I came down here for a boy, and he, it didn't work out, and it was pretty traumatizing. And then one day it was bad. I think all 3 of you have probably seen me downtown before I got sober, just probably outside a Crumble Cookie crying or running around like a crackhead, and then I just woke up one day outside a dumpster and was like, I came to at 5 a.m., didn't know where my keys were, hadn't been home in 2 days. I got animals, like just, I looked in the mirror and was like, I don't know who I am anymore. And from that day, I've been sober. I'm California sober. I smoke a little weed, and maybe a mushroom, which is really good for like your mental health actually. But other than that, I don't touch anything else. And I think everyone's journeys aren't linear. People ask me a lot, like, how did you get sober and how do you do it in the industry? And I can't tell them because I have no desire. There is never a hard day that I go home and I'm like, dude, I could use a shot of Rumplemans. Or a day where we're getting our dicks kicked in and I want to take a shot. Like, I have no desire whatsoever at all. And it's crazy because I used to, right? The first time I got sober, I would still drink. It wasn't bad because I didn't do drugs, but like I'd still black out and take a bunch of Adderall. So like to know now I can be in the thick of it, getting my dick kicked in, like, you know, just dying bartending. And there's no inkling in my body at all that I want to drink. And it's cool too, because I can go out with my friends, you know, and I'm a bit of a bodyguard, you know, I stand like big and tall and I'm ready to knock somebody out if they get smart, or when Anna's little legs are running a mile a minute and I can't find her anywhere, you know, I'm ready to knock somebody out if they took her. But I don't have to drink to be fun. And I think that's a big thing that a lot of people think they need or they feel they need. And I've done that self-work where I know that, you know, I'm a dope person and every day I get cooler and doper, you know, in my brain, and my brain's healing itself. So like, I don't have to be hammered, but I can be around hammered people and not hate them.
Yeah.
And that's super sick. So it's not hard in the industry at all for me, really. And it sucks because I feel like it might be for some other people, but for me, I just love it. I love the people.
Yeah, but it's also about the people that you surround yourself with. I mean, we were in the car with some people and they didn't realize.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, like, we're not doing that right now. And like, whatever you got, you need to like do it outside of this vehicle.
Yeah.
I go because like this person in the car is sober and I don't like justify what you're doing right now. And I go, I understand that you don't know about her being sober, but like, we're not doing that in the car around her.
I think
so.
that's
Yeah.
so
I think like just being communication is key, especially with things like that. And if you surround yourself with the good human beings that you know that will validate for you and be like, hey, look, like, I don't give a shit what you are doing, but don't do it around this person. Like, that's not okay. And so I think her and I have definitely set boundaries with things like that.
Yeah.
And we don't even really drink. We don't really drink when we go out.
No.
We just fucking act like fools.
Yeah, and
We
or
go
we
run
just hang
around.
out. I will say, like, I love being on this podcast and I love you guys, and I'm not hyping her up just because she's her, but Anna is one of my core people in my life, you know, because there's been a lot of really difficult, like that ex I moved here for, he's traumatized me a lot, you know, and he searches for me in bars, I swear. And there was one time he went into our job, you know, and Anna was like, I'm not having it. You know, like, I'm just not having it. Or anywhere we're at, you know, she will always defend me. She's always an advocate for me and my mental health and my sobriety, you know, even if, you know, like, we may be like a little catty with each other, like we could be arguing, we could be like in a bad mood. She will always make sure that I'm protected because she doesn't want to see me slip, because Anna watched me. You met me when I first moved, and then watched me go from 165 pounds. And I mean, I was using, but like, I had money in my account, you know, I was well taken care of for myself. And then she saw me when I was down to, you know, 110 and really didn't have anything. And then she's also experienced me pulling myself out of the black and finding who I am and experiencing, like, I won't get emotional, it's poor people, you know what I mean? But like, experiencing me like growing and becoming the potential she knew I had. And like, now, no matter where we're at, you know, I may joke I'm her bodyguard, but like, she will defend me with her life and I'll defend her with my life. And there's a couple people I have like that too, you know, like my other best friend, I'll say her name, but I don't know if you're gonna cut it out or not, Shelby. She's my other best friend, you know, she's great. And I met her before I got sober and she hated me, dude. And now, like, that's one of my people, and we were just talking about it. She's like, dude, every day you just get doper. Like, I watch you grow every day, and like, to know where you were to where you're at now is just so beautiful. And dude, Anna is my person. You know, when we go out, we don't have to get fucked up. Usually it's her coaxing me into an adventure that she doesn't include. We're hiking through a fucking swamp, or we're walking underneath a parking like a bridge, like we're taking photos underneath a bridge, you know, where we're walking 5 miles to some driftwood and she's sinking in like sand and mud. Like, we just have fun, you know. She's one of those authentic friends, and I think that's a big reason why I can stay sober, is because I have friends that don't want to just go sit in a bar. You know, they want to walk 2.5 miles, something I don't want to do. on a nice day, or they want to go explore, they want to go somewhere to a concert, and that's so important, I think. So
Yeah, dude. That's awesome. I mean, yeah, just the amount of shit you've overcome. And like, I guess what other advice would you have for, I know you said like you don't have that temptation really to like drink anymore, and you're surrounded by like good people that like protect you. What else would you like recommend for somebody who's like maybe battling with the same thing, that's trying to become sober, or maybe is like, maybe they don't have the temptation either, but it's like they're always
struggling.
surrounded. Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me, people always ask, when I got sober, you know, the first experiences I had was withdrawals, and that was so rough. You know, like, I mean, I totaled my car and got an $8,000 check, and then didn't buy a car and obviously bought other goodies, you know, and then I got sober and I had no car and no money, you know, like I had nothing. And that's just so crazy to me. And I went through the withdrawals, and then I really had to like sit down and like think about like, you know, I didn't have everything that I had before. Like I didn't just wake up sober and still have my savings account. So the first thing I did, and I always tell people to do, is you take an inventory of your life. I sat down, and it was so hard, and it took me a while, and wrote down every single thing that I did every single day, everything that I loved, everything that I didn't love, everything that I hated. And then I went down that list, and I figured out if it was something that I could change, or if it was something I had to accept, like that I could not control whatsoever at all. And once I kind of came to that realization, you know, there were some things that were really hard in my life, you know, like just some really difficult things. And I knew that I could never change them. You know, like I couldn't change my mom being a drug addict, and that's really hard on me. You know, that's the first person I did drugs with. And I talked about that in the original podcast. And I went down that inventory list, and I was like, I can't change that. She may never change. But I can't accept that and allow her in my life in a way that I find safe and comfortable, because it's going to keep affecting my mental health every day. And that will then push me to drink or do drugs. Same with, you know, like I really loved self-care, but I didn't have money, right? I used to go and get my lips done and Botox and facials and all of that just because I had the dinero, you know? And now I didn't. So when I went down my inventory, I made a budget for every 3 weeks can get my nails and my lashes done. I don't go and get facials. I don't go and like shop impulsively. I just get that. And so once I really made that list and I kind of got my control figured out, it really benefited me, because it really helped me figure out like who I was. Because I think a lot of people think when you drink or do drugs that's the addiction. It's not. It's the remedy. The addiction is you running away from who you are. If you can't sit alone with yourself in a quiet room without having to run to a vice, something's up.
Yeah.
And it took me a year. I mean, I still struggle. I can't place my emotions. I suppress them for so long. And I think sometimes that affects me bartending, because I see that in people, you know, that I care. And I can't just be like, I'm done serving you because I can tell that you're razzed out of your mind from the bathroom, you know? And it hurts me inside sometimes because I feel like I care too much, but also like I'm a big advocate for my people. So I'm gonna make sure you're safe, whether I put you in an Uber or I feed you water all night, or like whatever it may be, you call me at 3 a.m. because you need a ride home from an after party. I'm always gonna show up for my people, and I'm always gonna be the sober one. I'm like the best DD in the world. I got the bangers. I got the driving. I'm gonna probably hit 17 curves, you know. Y'all see my Nissan. It's ultimate behavior for sure. There's no front end, whole back end's busted.
That happens, but I'm glad that you can talk about it though. And that's a really huge step in it, especially with being sober. And again, in this industry, everyone thinks it's hard. It's not hard, because I went sober for like 6 months, and you realize that you don't need it to be happy. Yeah. Or you. And we just, I don't know. There's gotta be that little
stigma.
Yeah.
It's a stigma.
Yeah. Like like, oh, you're a bartender. That means that you do this, and that. Or like people go, well, why don't you drink? I go, I don't drink at work. I will have some beverage after work, but I'm not going out, because I know that if I have one, I'm going to have multiple, because I'm a social drinker.
Yeah.
And if I like, it's so much fun. I get FOMO and things like that. So how would you guys say that with you, especially Haley, you going sober, and then like with you going to like shows?
I'm not sober.
No, not right now. Like, but she did go sober.
You're a fucking alcoholic.
Yeah, drink your fucking espresso martini.
But like, I mean, you go to shows all the time.
Yeah.
It's really hard to like not want to
Oh,
have
absolutely.
a
Well, and
drink or two.
especially like it's stuff like that too, where it's like you're frequenting the same venues or whatever. You
Yep.
know everybody behind
Yep.
the bar. They're gonna give you like a free
Booze.
beer or something,
Yeah.
your booze or whatever. You know, they'll have it ready for you before you can even say anything. I have noticed that before too. But then I've always been like, okay, if I know I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna drink, or it's usually like. It'll start with like a money thing. It'll be like, I don't have enough money for beer and I don't have enough money to tip my friends that are bartending. So like, I'm just not going to order a beer, or I'll just go up and they'll like start opening a beer and I'll be like, no, I just give me a water. Like, thank you, whatever. The other thing though, too, is that when I'm doing shows and stuff like that too, is I'll just avoid the bar completely. Like I just won't even, because there's usually so many people around it. I'm like, I don't even want to fucking deal with that. I'm just not going to drink tonight. So, I feel like I definitely have those moments too, where it's like every time I go, I'm like having like 4 or 5 beers, but then there's also those other times too, where I'm like, I don't even want to fucking be anywhere near alcohol.
Yeah.
Which I'm not saying that I don't like I'm any better or anything. It's just like there's
No, I
I
feel
definitely
you.
still have that like addiction and that click in my head where I'm like, I need a fucking beer.
Yeah.
The one thing I was gonna say too is like, how old are you?
25.
You're 25?
Yeah.
Dude, you've accomplished so much already.
Thank you. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, so because when I met you at that motorcycle shoot that we did like a couple years
Yeah.
ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
yep.
because another photographer there hired me to do video there, and that was when
Yeah.
I met you. And then it was like right after I met you, it was like I started seeing you everywhere basically.
Yeah.
But I think I knew then that you were sober.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, because I think we talked about it for
I
like a
was fresh.
second. Yeah.
I was so fresh. Gosh,
Yeah.
I look at those. It's so crazy to think about like being that fresh in a sobriety. But yeah, we shot in September.
Yeah, it was
something
September.
Like that.
Yeah.
Because it was right after Hinterland.
Yeah,
for sure,
yeah,
that
it was
year.
September.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was September.
We'll
and
have to throw that video in here because it's a fucking sick video.
Hell yeah.
I love that one so much. That was like one of my first videos I did on my business channel that like actually did really well.
Hell yeah, I love that. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of bitches on there.
Yeah, dude.
my booty cheeks.
No.
Yeah, who else
will
is on
say-
there?
I mean, if
Anna.
you're okay, yeah, if you're okay with us showing it, but
Yeah, no, you're totally fine. I mean, it's a part of
We're
me.
putting it on the Patreon. You're paying $20 to get that fucking
yeah,
video.
Yeah,
if you want,
brother.
yeah, there you go. If you want to watch it, it'll be on our Patreon.
Do I have to pay to see my own ass?
No.
Well, you probably already have the video.
Yeah, I have the video too. But if other people want to see this video, you're gonna see my ass on our
Hell yeah,
Patreon.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Honestly, that was so fresh into my sobriety because I got sober August 14th. I got sober days into the state fair because I had
Okay.
never been to the state fair, and I went there fucked up, and then the next day I went there and I was sober, and I was buying $7 Ruthiena's to drink with the bros, and try to feel cool.
Yeah.
And when I went back this past year, I definitely was sipping on soda waters, or waters, because why are we spending money to get nowhere?
Right.
But I remember when I first met you, yeah, and I think I might have interacted with you a couple times before because I moved here in May of 2023. That would have been
Yeah.
because this May
Somewhere.
was 1 year, and then next May will be 2 years.
Okay.
So I moved here in May, and I got sober in August, but I relapsed back in Cedar Rapids in March. So it was from March to August that I was in it, and then I got sober. And now I'm moving to Washington State in March.
Oh,
So,
shit.
Yeah.
So then we're lucky to get this podcast with you before you
Hell
get
yeah.
out of here.
Yeah, dude, I'm so excited. You guys will have to come see me in the mountains.
Hell yeah, we'll have to do another podcast
Stay
with
away
you
from
out
all
there.
those cliffs.
So excited.
Dude, I'm going to be
Oh
away
my
from all the
gosh.
cliffs. I know.
Yeah,
and
no shit.
my significant other, God bless his soul, he's a big hiker, and we're moving out there to be together. We've been long distance for a year. And he's like, let's go hiking. I'm like, did you fucking forget? I yeeted myself off a cliff.
Do you have like I don't if this is traumatic, you don't have to talk
Dude,
about
there's
it.
nothing that's traumatic
Well,
about me anymore.
I was gonna
got
say,
you.
do you have like a genuine fear of heights now? Like, did you not have one before and you feel like you have one now, or do you feel like you don't have one now or something? I don't know if
I
that's
think
like,
it really depends on who I'm going to be with. If I'm by myself, I wouldn't be able to do it. I actually was able to reconnect with the first responder that found me on the ground. So when I fell, I was with a bunch of people, obviously were messed up. So majority of them actually left, right? They left me there on the ground. And there was one dude I had met that morning that I did not know. His name was Dylan. And he climbed down and stabilized my neck with rocks and held my hand until the EMTs arrived. And it was... I still talk to his mom every year, like it's crazy. I don't know him at all. I don't know his mom. But we still connect, And I was then probably 2 years into it, able to reconnect with the first responder that found me. And he told me that he could take me, or she told me she could take me to the exact spot I fell, and I could suspend down that cliff to where I landed if I wanted to, which was super cool. And then I really thought about it, and I'm kind of terrified of heights. And then I went to Pikes Peak here, wherever that is, and that's terrifying. But I do think that I've agreed, you know, to tandem skydive and stuff like that with Matt. I think it'll be different if I'm with somebody that I trust and like I know will keep me safe, and he'll be certified to jump. So like, if I'm going to jump out, which I feel like jumping out of an airplane and skydiving is terrifying, you know, heights wise.
Oh, yeah.
I'd
Like
pee
that's
my
so
pants.
scary. But I'm going to be latched onto him.
Yeah.
So like, I know first off, he's really important in the world. So like, nobody's going to let him die. Right. So like, if I'm latched onto him, nobody's going to let me die. Like, it's logic.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
We're
yeah.
not going to pancake together. He's not going to just unhook me and be like, she's got it.
Right.
Like, we're going to be good. So
Oh, yeah.
I am a little terrified of heights, but I think I can do them in the right environment with the right
Right.
people. Like if Anna was like, let's get a hike in Colorado, I'd probably do it. I'd be breaking her hand the whole time we're walking.
Oh, there wouldn't be anything crazy. She doesn't do cardio.
Well,
I
just-
can't believe you
bodybuilder
even
doesn't
just
do
brought
cardio.
that up. First off, I'm not a bodybuilder. Check yourself.
Sorry,
Powerlifter.
whatever. Powerlifter.
Squat,
My
bench, deadlift,
correction.
baby.
I'm being corrected. You
And
don't
I-
do cardio. Yeah, you don't do any cardio.
Why are you
who
calling her out like that?
Do you want to know who
Do
also
you?
doesn't?
I like to do. I do cardio. I'm the reason
She
why
does
she
do
does
cardio. You know who doesn't do cardio in her house? Her cats.
No,
Have you guys seen her cat?
I have
One of
one
them?
cat that is
Oh.
chunky.
Oh.
One?
You know what?
You want to
This
talk about
podcast
me?
is over.
You want to talk about my cardio? I don't do cardio.
I'm talking about you, not my animals.
I love your animals. I'll take them anytime.
Oh, but you're gonna talk shit about how they're chunky.
I would definitely get them like a running wheel. I don't think they would go on it.
Do you think they would?
We're veering off the fucking topic.
Oh man. So did you bartend when you were 18 or before your accident or anything?
I fell 2 weeks before I turned 18, so I did not
okay.
bartend, but I bartended I fell, and they sent me home after 6 days of being in the hospital with no painkillers. They had me weaned off painkillers. I had 16 broken bones, and they had me weaned off within 6 days. They sent me home with like 15 oxys, and the rest was Tylenol because of my drug tox report. Like I still can't go and get pain medicine now, years later. And so I was in a wheelchair for I think 6 months, 3 months to 6 months. I did not listen to the rules. I was still going out in Iowa City. You know, there's
In a wheelchair?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
shit.
like how I broke my hips was I fractured my right side of my pelvic bone, and then I completely shattered my whole left arm.
Oh.
So I could bear weight on one of my feet. So like I'd go to the bars, right, and get hammered, and then there's photos of me. I could probably find them, and I'm standing in my cast, and there's no wheelchair in sight. Like where is
shit.
it? Like so I have no idea. I'd be blacked out. You know, I don't remember any of it. But after I got out of my wheelchair is when I acclimated into bartending, and I bartended at a place called Liquid Lounge. It was very much like Copper Cup if you ever come into Des Moines. Like it's a basement or like the Lift, like a divey basement bar. And it was what Nightingale basically is. It was originally Liquid Lounge, and then it turned to Country Underground because we got a little bit of riffraff, and they like kind of rebranded and stuff like that. And we wanted to change it up. They had been Liquid for 5 years plus, and they wanted to change it up and give downtown Cedar Rapids a little different. And I kind of have bounced around from everything from there then. I was a speed bartender. I was a craft cocktail bartender. I was a dive bar bartender in like a cash-only dive bar that had been open for years. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. I've been everywhere. I've done everything.
Yeah.
Do your past injuries affect you bartending now, or just in your day-to-day life, or powerlifting?
Oh, man. Kind of. It's crazy. We were just talking about this. My hip has been dislocated since my accident, just a little bit. And so my feet have always been off. I don't know if you guys know this. If you lay on the ground and you sit up without using your hands, your feet will show you if your hips are off. So my feet were always a noticeable difference. And then I recently got into yoga to add in, because I hate cardio, to get some mobility and movement, going. And I heard it pop in a class. Like we're in this hot yoga class, and the lady in front of me goes, "Oh my God," because it was so loud.
Yeah.
And now my hip's back into place, so I have less pain squatting. But they told me I would never be able to lift more than 15 pounds with my left arm, and I'm almost at 100 pounds for bench.
Damn.
Wow.
Which isn't
That's
that
incredible.
much, but I'm
No,
trying to get
yes,
there.
it is.
I'm
Yes,
trying
it
to get
is.
there. But yeah, no, it doesn't affect me bartending really at all. There are some weeks when I have really long weeks, like back when I was a GM and I'd work 60 to 80 hour weeks and I would get home and my hips would be like, you gotta grease them wheels, you know, but yeah. Other than that, no.
You have managed a couple bars also.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy managing or just bartending more?
It depends.
Yeah.
To be honest, now, when I worked in Cedar Rapids at the bar I was at for 3 years, my owner there, that was like one of my people. You know, like I loved him with my whole soul. And if I wouldn't have relapsed, one, they knew, you know, I didn't have to tell them. When I told them I was leaving, they kind of were like, don't do it, girl, like stay here, get sober, screw that dude. And so when I moved, you know, like when I worked for them, I loved them. I bartended full time too. So I was making really good money and I had a really great like group of people. When I moved here and I managed a couple places here, I think it really just depends on ownership. Like where all of the 3 bars I'm at now, I would manage at because I have good coworkers and I have good owners and I have good managers, you know, and I have people that are really good with communication and they would, but I think there are some places that don't have that feature. They don't have the best people, you know, surrounding you. So it is really, really hard, you know, and that was kind of what I experienced when I was managing before was just, you know, it's not, you don't always see eye to eye with somebody, especially when they've built this place that's their ownership, you know, and they have a vision. And if you guys can't communicate what that vision is and you guys don't see eye to eye, then it's really hard. And managing school and all, but it is a huge pay cut. And I was managing and then made the decision that I was going to move and live with Matt. So making that decision, I mean, I was basically living paycheck to paycheck before, and it wasn't going to, I took that job as a career. You know, I was going to stay there for years and maybe open another location. And now that it wasn't a career, it didn't benefit me to stay there. So it benefits me more to go around and bartend and have different scenery and make as much money as I possibly can before I move.
Yeah.
And so I think that's great. Would I manage again in the future? Probably. But also like my end goal is to go to school for psychology and work in homes with troubled juveniles that were like me, that didn't have somebody like me sit down and be like, so what's up? You know, you got Barbara who's 60, never touched a drug in her life. That's like, don't do drugs, you know?
Right.
And like instead of a chick with a face tattoo sitting down and be like, so what's up? You know, like tell me what's going on. So
Absolutely.
that's my goal, but definitely managing school and all, it's not for everyone though.
Yeah.
It's hard. And also majority of the bars you work at are all female employees and girls are catty. They're mean.
Yeah.
They're really mean. And then you bring in a kitchen into the play. Oh my God. And cooks, don't even get me started, dude.
You're literally describing my life.
It's
right
the
now.
worst, dude.
Yeah.
There's been times at my restaurant, well, at the OP, the other place, you and Matt came in there.
Yeah, we
actually
did.
once.
After my powerlifting meet. Yeah, in my singlet.
There's been times where I was the only male employee in the entire restaurant, and I was like, this is absolutely
Chicks
fucking
are
awful.
catty, dude.
Well, the main thing for me was like all the girls would try to get me on their side about their little beefs that they had with each other. I'm like, dude, I literally don't care what Jessica said about you.
I don't care if she
could
didn't
give a
roll her
shit.
silverware, dude.
Yeah.
Somebody rolled the silverware.
Right.
Like,
Please stop bitching about it.
Go do your job.
just go somewhere else. Go hit your vape in the back like everyone else.
There's this other guy that I work with now too, and he is like, he's a very nice guy, but he always comes up to me and he either has nothing to say that I really care about at all, or all he does is he complains and makes excuses. And he's a nice guy. He's like a good server and whatnot, but I'm just like, dude, like shut the fuck up,
you
dude.
hate
Stop
that?
talking to me, please. Like we're friends and all, but I'm like, just give me something to work with here,
Dude,
like to
I
have a
swear.
conversation with you.
Yeah, like you're stale. You're like a stump, dude. Where's the personality? I don't know. I feel like there's times where I would hire somebody and I loved them as a person, right? Like I'm their friend, you know? And then they work and I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What? No, baby. No.
I will say, and then for the last thing, and then we can go into douche of the week. But do you have any advice for like people that are trying to become sober? So I feel like a lot of times when people are becoming sober and they're very serious about it, they like kind of like feel like they're becoming bland like that, like
Yeah.
we were just talking about. Like, what advice would you have to like keep people like motivated to like find new hobbies or like do other stuff like that when they're becoming sober?
Yeah. I honestly, man, I didn't have any hobbies. Like when I first got sober, dude,
Like, did you feel bland at one point where you were like, what? Like, what?
I felt like I had something to prove. I
Right,
got sober and I
exactly.
had to go out to bars and I had to drink Red Bulls and I had to drink NAs in front of everyone and post it on my story because I had something to prove. I wanted everyone to know I was bettering myself and getting sober. And I think that was one of the things that was like really hard for me because it helped block me from actually finding my true authentic self, which took me a while. And I really just tried a lot of things out, you know, like I got back into lifting and I really locked in with that. And that's like that's my niche, you know, like that's my thing, you know. People ask me how I stay sober and I tell them all the time it's lifting. I can dedicate myself into that. But I think the biggest thing is really just trying new things. It sucks. Nobody wants to go to the mall and walk by themselves. Nobody wants to go to that like cool museum with you, go by yourself. People don't want to go out and eat dinner by themselves and explore places by themselves. But like the more you do that, the more you get to know yourself. And I think when you get to that point of you're like, I need to get sober, you've completely lost that idea of who you are. So you have no idea who you are, you know? And so you get sober and then you're like, I feel bland. Like I have nothing to talk about or I have no personality. And a big thing with me is I'm just like authentically myself. It took me a while to figure out how to do that. And it was just trying different things. But now it doesn't matter where I am. If I'm too loud, if I'm too bright, if I'm too colorful, if I'm too wild, like
They're
I'll
not your
leave,
people.
dude. Yeah. Like if I told Anna the other day at work because she was telling me I was too much, that if I was too much, go find less. Go in the back
Word.
and find some oranges that are less.
I will.
She does.
I do.
She hides.
I was hiding. I was like, I need to go in the back because you're.
She said, I'm not on the clock yet. Let me eat my food. And she's just in the back with gloves on eating Cabco wings.
Yeah.
Life hack, by the
Gloves
way.
on.
Eat your wings with gloves on so you don't dirty your hands.
Yep. Yeah. Best way to do it.
That's an Anna hack right there.
Yes, it is.
Well, dude, I think we're all so proud of you, honestly.
you.
Like
Truly.
that's such an amazing story to hear, like all of the stuff you've overcome, and like to hear you're doing awesome now is so fucking cool.
Yeah,
Seriously.
especially at a young age too,
Yeah.
being 25.
Yeah.
You're gonna turn 25. Though.
I'm already 25.
When did you? Oh yeah.
August.
Yes.
Well,
God, you're hard to keep track of.
I know. I have a lot of things going on often, but it's crazy because I got addicted at 15, 16, and I got sober at 17, and then I relapsed at 22, 23, and then now I'll be sober in August it'll be 2 years. And so like I've ran the gauntlet, as you could say. I tell people I was pro and retired early.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. All right, well, let's get into douche of the week. So douche of the week is like, it can be like a customer that was annoying. It can be a pet peeve that you have. It can be something that happens around the bar or something, or a coworker that like doesn't put spoons away or something. we all just did one yesterday, so I have to think of mine for a second. But
Somebody hit me with their. Do we all do
Oh,
it?
okay,
okay.
yeah, we all go
Okay.
through. Whoever's ready.
Okay, I don't know if this girl was being rude or not, but again with people fucking taking pictures of me behind the bar. I don't know why that is, but it makes me uncomfortable. There was these two girls at the bar, and she didn't realize her flash was on, and I obviously realized it before her because there's a camera flash in my face all of a sudden. And so she's like holding it like up, like, and I'm making a drink like kind of to the side, but I noticed it, and she like, I turn and she hurries up and like puts her phone down, and then she's just like, I don't know, like change the subject. She's like, oh, what the fuck? Like talking to her friend. She's like, dude, I'm so high. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And I'm just like, your phone was like up like this,
She's
like
recording.
in my face. I'm like, why? Like,
That's
I don't
some
know.
shit I would do at a
And
bar.
they weren't being like, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if she was being mean or if it was nice, or she was just like taking a random picture, you know, like you
Yeah.
do, sending snaps, but it just like
Maybe she
annoyed
was
me
trying to
because
bang.
I don't know what it was, but don't take pictures of bartenders.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely
uncomfortable.
not. That's so creepy. I'll
Yeah.
pick you up and throw you out, literally,
Yeah.
all by myself.
Would you guys like confront them?
Yes,
Absolutely.
I've
Yeah.
done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
I
snatched
do
someone's
when
phone.
it's when
I
it's
grab it and
guys
I'm like,
for sure.
I go delete it right fucking now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna make me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know where you're posting that. Like, there's
Yeah.
the world is. I watch too many FBI and Criminal Minds
Yeah.
episodes. Like, you're probably putting me on some chat room so somebody
Yeah.
can come murk me in an
dude.
alley.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Anyways, that's mine.
Shit's
I think we
freaking-
share the same one.
The same douche of the week.
Yeah.
Tell me it.
It's the one regular that comes in. We can barely, he speaks and we can't make it out to be anything. And he has,
Oh my gosh, are you talking about crazy?
yeah.
Oh
Ew.
my
Do I know him?
banana. I hope not.
Oh
No.
my banana.
If you did know him, you would ban him from Bombar.
Oh, well,
He
I have
comes in
banned a few
early.
people.
He comes in early, and I feel like I experienced a lot more of him
Mm-hmm.
because of Sundays, and then football started, and now he stays longer. It's sad because I feel like he might have an issue. So like I try to be
I
understanding.
know. That's like what I'm
It
trying
sucks.
to feel with him, fill him out because like,
He definitely he's talking to his demons.
Oh.
I think, or
Wait.
himself. He's a mumbler.
I so know who you're talking
It's
about.
a 3-letter name.
I was in there yesterday.
He's a lot. And he's been getting worse. I think he wasn't that bad when I worked Sundays there during the day and he would come in. Football starts and now he comes and watches his team and they play later, which means he's in there early and he stays late. And he drinks Fireball or Menthols and he drinks Coors Light, I think.
It's Miller Lite.
Miller Lite. I don't know. And he asked me for drinks at the most inconvenient time when he has a drink in front of him.
Yep.
Just like one of our other regulars, like finish your drink. It's going to take me 2 minutes to pour it. Finish your drink. And then also he talks to himself. And then he talks to himself, but like really loud, staring at somebody to try to get them to engage in his conversation. And then he gets aggressive the later in the night it gets. Like he'll be like, I think it's so fucking stupid that people bring their dogs in here. I'm like, dude, there's 5 dogs in here right now. 3 of them are sitting at the bar and I love all of them.
Yeah.
Go away.
Yeah. You
None of
go.
us want you here. You tip $1 every 17 drinks and
Yeah.
you're over here trying to be mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I was in there yesterday and he was in there and I was talking to my beer rep and they brought in carbless. I have a carbless rep trying to get us to get peach carbless or pineapple or whatever. And I was like, I want pineapple. I hate peach. And so we're getting new flavors of carbless and I'm trying the pineapple and he knows my name. And I think he knows that I don't really necessarily want to talk to him.
Facts.
But then he still like presses and I'm trying it and I'm giving it to KP and KP's trying it and he goes, don't I get some?
Ew.
Why
I
don't
can't
I?
believe he even interjected himself
Why
to
do
ask.
why do I not get any?
That's so crazy.
Were you like, that's the owner?
No. So I just looked at him. I go, really? Are we going to do this right now? I go, what makes you think that you need this? I go, you don't even drink this. You drink
Yeah.
Miller Lite. And he goes, well, I want a sample. You always
course he
give me
does.
one when I have like, when you have beer reps come in here. I go, this is a privilege. This is
Yeah.
not for you. This is for me. And I just looked at him and I just fucking threw the can at him.
I think he gets mad too because we like do discounts there
Oh, yeah.
for like
Yeah.
we do a discount for like if you work downtown or whatever, or if like you're a really good regular, you know, like
if you constantly come in, it's
It's-
just
if
as
we-
a nice little gesture.
Yeah.
And one of our coworkers was giving it to him, and now he expects it.
from all of us. And I won't give it to him because it's a privilege. I remember when I first started, I didn't give it to one of our core regulars and he was like, you didn't give me downtown discount. And KP was like, it's a privilege. If you didn't ask or like she doesn't know you, she's not going to give it to you.
Yeah, yeah.
And like that's how I feel about that dude. First off, you don't, and it's hard because like I said, I care about mental health. Like that's the field I want to go into.
Yeah.
So I feel for this guy. You know, like obviously he's got something going on. He's like literally fighting with himself. Like he's got imaginary friends, and it just sucks. Good job.
Sorry.
One earring.
Yeah.
It just sucks though because like we can't do anything.
I know. I
You
feel,
can't even be mean to him.
Yeah, I feel bad because I can't be like.
You can't yell at him because
You
like
can't
if I yell
tell
at him,
him.
right, he might just be talking to himself. He might not even hear me. He might not even comprehend it, or he might get aggressive, or I don't know what his hate.
I don't know.
What
I
dogs
knew
are.
it. I know he knew what he was doing the one night that he came in because he was like arguing with this table and this table was getting like annoyed with him
Yeah.
and they ended up leaving. And I looked at him and I was like, hey, did you just see that table just leave? I go, they are spending a lot more money than what you are spending,
Yeah.
and they just left because of you.
Yeah,
I go,
like, leave
watch
them
your
alone.
tone, watch your attitude, or else I'm gonna kick you out myself. And he goes, I'll be good.
Do you
I'll
have
be
to
good."
kick him out regularly?
No, but that one was the tip of it because it was he was instigating something with people that he didn't even know.
Right.
And I had literally 6 people sitting at this table and they had a $150 tab and they were going to move down to the other end of the bar, but then they wanted to get food anyways, but they didn't want to deal with him.
Yeah.
And they ended up leaving because of one
one douchebag of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really annoying where you have like a entitled regular that is like not necessarily a great customer, but then they're like running business away because they feel like they belong there and like not the other person or whatever.
I know, but he's not an entitled regular.
Right.
He's just a
He's
person
not
that
entitled
comes.
at all. He's
Yeah.
like a person that's straight away from the homeless shelter.
I don't. Yeah. See,
accent.
Like,
title.
and which is crazy
Yeah.
too. We have another regular that's in a homeless shelter that brings a cat in a bubble bag, and he tips.
he's so nice.
And he's so nice. He's so calm.
nice.
And
He's so
every time
good.
I pour
He's so
him,
great.
he's like a
I
drink.
love
He's
him.
like, can you put grenadine and cherries in it? Like the most wholesome person. And I know
Yeah.
he doesn't have the funds to spend, you know?
Yeah.
But he's still coming into the bar and he's tipping us because he knows that we're providing him a service.
Right.
Yep.
And he cares about us, you know? Like the bubble backpack he has for his
Yeah.
cat, one of our coworkers bought it, you know? Or gave it to him.
Gave
that
it
she
to him,
had
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Because like we take care of our people. Same with Jerry. Like, I mean, I've given Jerry sweatshirts that I was going to throw away. Why? Because we take care of them, you know? And this dude is not one of those people, you know? He doesn't take care of us, so we don't necessarily, we're not bad to him, but like, I'm not going to go out of my way for you. And you're trying to fight with people. Like, you're trying to fight with our core regulars too.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to have KP talk to him because it was just not good. It was not good.
My douche of the week is kind of similar to that. Is I had this guy, I was like getting swamped, and then this guy was I don't think this was my douche of the week yesterday. And anyways,
Dude, get it together.
I know, I'm trying to remember what my one was yesterday. Anyways, no, this guy, I was like getting swamped, and there was like servers running around everywhere, and there's people coming up at the host stand, they're waiting to get sat or whatever. So I like leave the bar, walk up to them, and I start like getting them, the phone's ringing at the same time, and then there's this guy just sitting by himself like in the like host area or whatever. And I'm like talking to these people, about to answer the phone. I'm like, hey, just 1 second. And then he just starts talking to me like I'm like talking to him, like I've greeted him, whatever. And he's like, hey, so I ordered this pizza. And I was like, hold on, dude. Like I've
Nobody's
got like
even talking
4
to
other
you.
things, that I'm doing with right now. And you're just butting in. Like, no, chill out. And so then I get everybody else set up. And then I'm like, hey, okay, what can I do for you? And then he's like, well, so I was charged an extra $1.50, but I had like no onions and then added mushrooms. And I'm like, oh yeah, we just charge for our extra toppings. And he's like, well, that's dumb. And I'm like, it's always been our rule. Can I get you anything else? Like, I'm swamped right now, and I don't need you to just fucking bitch at me about like how we're charging you $1.50. Like, chill out. And then he just kept going on about it. And I was like, I literally just had to walk away. I was like, dude, I don't make the rules. I'm not going to argue with you about this. I have like 6 other people that are going to give me money that like I'm going to take care of before I even think about listening to you again. Like,
yeah, dude, leave a review.
Let me do you one better. I love it when people are asking me for stuff and they know that I'm busy and I'm walking past them and they're yelling out their order to me and I go, hey, I can't hear you because I'm thinking so loud.
Right.
Like
That's crazy.
I literally have so many orders going on in my brain right now. Like you adding to that when I'm not directly making eye contact with you is not going to work for me
Right.
because again, I literally talk to myself when I'm bartending.
Yeah.
I'm playing I have
Right.
a list, a to-do list, and
I'm
looked
glad
at her.
I'm not the only one.
I
Yeah.
looked at her and I go, I am thinking so loud right now. Do
Yeah.
not tell me your shit. And
I just don't
walked
understand
away.
how people can just like who talks to people like that?
it
Like
ju-
who
yeah.
just starts talking at somebody without being like, "Hey, can I get your help?" or something,
Yeah,
you know?
just
Like
blurting out an order without
Yeah.
like even making eye contact.
Yeah,
with
dude, who
your
even are
bartender.
you?
It's
Yeah,
like
you
you
see
see
that
that
That's
doesn't count.
hightailing it to my liquor closet to get more fucking
Yeah.
tequila.
Yeah.
I'm so over tequila,
Or-
bro.
Dude, oh, you don't even know. Sunday was so bad, dude. So bad. And everyone was flexing on each other. Everyone was buying bottles, like shots of 42 and
Bro.
Clase Azul. And I was like,
It's tequila.
I love this journey for you guys. You have bought me out of all of these bottles, and only some of them were tipping. The other ones, I felt like we're trying to flex for girls. And the whole time they go to the bathroom, and I was like, he's not tipping us. Don't go home with him.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Like, oh my gosh. But I'm the same way.
Classic.
I'm glad I'm not the only one, because if you come and ask me for a drink or yell my name, because people know my name,
Yeah.
they'll be like, Emma. And I'm like, I knife hand them. I'm like, 1 second. Because in my brain, I'm like, Tito's cranberry, vodka soda,
Yeah.
Tito's cranberry, vodka soda, Tito's cranberry,
Yeah.
vodka soda.
Yep.
And if you bring your stupid ass request in before I'm ready,
Yeah.
you're ruining my train of thought.
Yeah.
And then I got to walk up and I look stupid and I'm like, what did you say?
Yeah. Or when you're like pouring like someone else's order and they're like, "Is that mine?" Like, no,
Oh,
it's not.
My God.
It's not yours.
Yeah. Or if you order like,
Do you want it to be?
They order one drink and then you are making like another drink for like the well or something, and they're like, I only ordered one, and I'm just like, I know. I'm only making you one.
I
This
didn't
is
know
for somebody
Jack
else.
Daniels was for you. You didn't order Jack Daniels. That's crazy. People do that often here. I'll be making espresso martinis, and I mean, you can only make 2 at a time, you know? And I had somebody go to grab one off the rail, and I was like, not for you.
Yeah.
And then I printed out that person's receipt, and it prints backwards, and they went to grab it. I said, it's not yours.
my
Like, where
Yeah.
are we not connecting? None of this order is for you. I know you order same thing. You didn't even give me your card. Why are you trying to grab the receipts? It's not yours.
Classic. All right. Well, with that, we can wrap it up as we always do. Do you have anything you want to plug? Anything you want to, like any Instagram handles or the Instagram handle for Nightingale and stuff before we go into our Patreon?
Yes, I believe everything for us is Nightingale DSM or Nightingale Cocktail. I'm not 100% sure, but if you type in Nightingale, dude, we're going to pop up. And I think the biggest thing I want to plug for us right now is our pop-up, guys. Like, literally, it is the coolest thing in the world. We drop snow every hour on the hour. It is so cool. We have specialty cocktails you cannot get after 9 p.m. Get in here, experience this cocktail. If you guys love Christmas, if you love a winter wonderland, we do all of this ourselves. You know, we don't pay a company to come in and wallpaper the walls. Like, this is everything that the company, and especially like our owners and our higher up, our managers, really put the time and effort into it. So come experience it. Like, it's very homey. You know, we want you guys to come in and have fun. Other than that, you can follow me on whatever you want, dude. You can find me on Facebook, Emma Swalla. You can follow me on Instagram, it's Emma Swallows with a Z, I think, or something. I don't know. I change my stuff every so often, but you'll find me.
Which we've never talked about this, but we kind of have almost the same last name.
I wish I had your last name.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you
want to be Swalla? Jason Derulo wrote a song.
Everyone always says, because my last name's Swales, they always say swallows.
Swallows. I'm closer. An A, not an OW.
Kinda, yeah.
Actually, Jason Derulo and Nicki Minaj, cue the song, made a song called Swalla, and it's Bad Girls Are Gonna Swalla La La. It plays often on Saturday nights. And I'm like,
yeah.
Molly, I'm going to kill you. That's crazy. Turn it off.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, with that, we're going to go into our Patreon. Make sure you follow Poor People Podcast, follow Nightingale DSM, Nightingale Cocktail, and follow Poor People Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify. We're on Twitter, but we don't fucking use it.
Wait,
Apple
Twitter,
Music,
X?
Spotify, whatever,
It's
dude.
X, dude.
We're on everything. Tumblr,
XXX.
MySpace, all that shit.
Just
All right. All right, here we go. Let's do our sign off. Thanks again, Emma. Thanks again, Nightingale. You guys have been amazing. For richer, for poor.
Thank you for watching Poor People.
Thank you. I don't know what that. I suck. Okay, into what now? Now, are we sitting in the same spot, right?